I was disgusted. I really was. I did like a hard, strong eye roll when I saw Democrats sitting their asses down like little 5-year-olds having a temper tantrum. Somebody texted me the day of the State of the Union and told me to not sleep on Trump. Because I don't talk about politics like that. So this person didn't really know my stance. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. So I didn't really say much of how I felt about either party. I just asked him why. He said, don't sleep on Trump. I said, okay. I said, I'll get to it. I don't know if I can get to it now, but I'll get to it. I still haven't gotten to the full State of the Union, but I'm going to try to get to it. But I've seen bits and pieces, and the pieces I saw, you know, if I never really considered, what is her name? Ilhan? Put it this way, if I was a street chick and she was on the street with that same energy, I probably would have, yeah. I'll be back. Hey everyone, welcome back. Those who have returned, new people, thank you for showing up. I just decided today to show some reaction videos to how people feel about what the Democrats did during the State of the Union. Particularly Black Americans or melanated immigrants, how they feel about Democrats and what they did. I really didn't. It's like, when I saw the first clip of the president asking people, you know, if you think that American citizens should be put first before illegal immigrants.
Stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
And you had the whole, it was like crickets. You had a few, just a tiny bit of Democrats who stood up and the rest sat down. I just sat there looking at the screen like I was just like envisioning in my mind, if I was there, I would have told every single one of them off. I would have. It would have been deeper and stronger than anything Trump or any one of them could say. Because I feel like the sheer nerve of you. And you don't even care about the American citizens who voted for you. You don't give an ounce of care. You really think that's going to be successful, putting all your eggs into one basket for immigration and for illegal immigrants? You think that's going to be successful? You know, seeing that these government officials feel that way about American citizens, aren't they breaking some kind of laws to be anti-American? And you're in U.S. American politics? You weren't showing disrespect and disdain towards one particular group. You basically said American citizens can kiss your ass. And then I know some could be like, no. Let's put some context behind this. The reason why they did not stand up is because they don't agree with Trump. They feel like he's racist. They feel like he says ignorant, stupid things at times. That's why they did not stand up for him. And I say hogwash, idiot. What you should have done is addressed him in that manner. If Ilhan is gonna sit her immigrant ass Capitol Hill and question and yell and scream and heckle the the president. She could have stood up and said, respectfully, President, the reason why I don't want to stand up, or let me ask you, when you say we're supposed to protect American citizens, who do you mean? Are you talking about a specific group, or are you talking about all American citizens? Somebody in that party should have stood up and made a clarification. Like, he put you guys on blast, and that was a great chess move. You could have turned around and flipped it on him. Well, President, who are you talking about? I just want to be clear. I mean, because that's my assumption is you guys are basing it on the reason why you didn't stand up is because, you know, you want to say, no, we're not standing up with a racist. It wasn't standing up for him. It was standing up for the American citizens who voted your stupid ass in. You see, like I said, I only started in 23 doing videos, but if I started prior to 23, oh my God, you can imagine what kind of videos I would have been uploading, probably daily, of videos of people, my people in their historic communities, in their communities that they live for 20, 30 years, asking the government, asking Biden administration to do something about the infiltration of illegal immigrants in their community. They weren't talking about immigrants, legal immigrants who have a citizenship. They were talking about the influx of illegal immigrants who were coming into their communities, committing crimes, and was given a pass to do whatever. And remember, they were told by some mayors and governors that they couldn't even arrest them. Remember, you saw videos of them attacking police? Those of you guys who are so pro-police, remember you saw videos of illegal immigrants attacking police? And most Democrats didn't say shit. When they started saying something was like the last year, like the last 6 months of the 4 years. That's when they was like, okay, well, you know what? We need to close these borders. We need to do this. And then you start hearing about citizens getting unalived by illegal immigrants. You just start seeing a whole litany of just craziness going on. You start seeing more black people come on and in front of the public admitting that they are going to vote for Republicans. I don't give a care how but you feel about Republicans. I'm going to vote for them. And these are people who are dedicated to a devilish party for decades, came out on TV in front of the news and on social media saying, I'm to hell with Democrats, I'm turning Republican. It's like, do they not care? Or are they, you know, somebody else paying them to look the other way and show their allegiance to everybody but the American citizens? These people need to be brought up on treason, because this was disgusting. You know how they say, they talk about Trump and how they feel about Trump, and this country looks like, it's not being taken serious, and people around the world are laughing. Well, what you think they did to you last night? I've seen some coverage from other people, media coverage, news coverage from other people in other countries, and they're saying exactly how they feel about you Democrats, and it's not good. They are disgusted. They think your actions were despicable. That's how you show the world how you feel about American citizens. If Trump was trying to expose you, you walked your stupid, arrogant ass right into the trap. The way I felt about them when I saw how they act, it was like the way I would feel about somebody I really don't like. Like when you see them coming, it's like, ugh, like, like a physical reaction, like, oh, I cannot stand them. That's how I felt. But let me play some of these reactions for you guys. Check this out. This first reaction I'm going to play is I knew her voice sound familiar, but I couldn't remember where I saw a video of her. I didn't even know if I saw her in real life. For real. I was just like, dang, she sounds familiar. But this is what she said. A couple of last year sometime. Check this out.
A heavily Democratic city from top to bottom. So I'm letting you all know, Chicago flips red. We are not paying these taxes. We are calling for a boycott.
That's what she said last year. But this is what she's saying now. She said this a day or so before the State of the Union. Check this out.
So Democrats and their leaders are talking about protesting the State of the Union address and having an alternate one. Democrats, we real Americans don't care. You already showed us who you care about, who you are in bed with. foreigners, you care about illegal aliens, and you care about the cartel. That's who you care about, and that's who you are in bed with. So we don't care, all right? Because the real Americans will be watching the State of the Union, and we're going to make sure that you never get back in power again. Traitors, they need to start arresting you all for treason. We need to make treason great again, and make sure we put you all in prison for a very long time for treason against the American citizens. That's what we need to do. You better be lucky. Y'all better be lucky I'm not president. Because if I was President Trump, then yeah, you all be locked up for treason against the American citizens. So we don't care. The real Americans will be watching the State of the Union, and we will be proudly representing America. All right?
One of the great things about
tonight watching it is that they gave a middle finger to the oath of office that they took. In fact, their new oath is oppose Trump. On anything, on any situation, the one thing that they seem to want to come together on is to oppose Trump. Trump could find a cure for cancer, and they would find a reason to disagree with it. Yeah. And I don't know if that is just their strategy to get them through the midterm or whatever, but I think that if it's just about opposing Trump, I don't think that the people that elected them sent them there to do that. Number one, it is about the American people first. You got to take care of home. You got to take care of your family before you can take care of or try to help to take care of someone else's.
Tonight, during the State of the Union address, Donald Trump asked everybody in the room, as an Americans, do you feel like the duty of the American government is to protect the American people? Nobody stood up other than the Republicans. The Democrats did not budge one bit. They didn't even clap. And that alone should let us know everything that we need to know about them Democrats. They are not for the American people. They have never been for the American people. And that at any point in time, they are willing to go harder for freaking illegal immigrants than they are willing to go hard for their own people. Now, one thing I will say about those Democrats, they always show their true colors. They literally stand up there each and every time and show us how much hate and disdain that they have for this country, and yet people still root for them, but that's neither here nor there. Donald Trump did an absolutely amazing job, in my opinion. His speech was absolutely breathtaking, eye-opening, invigorating, right? 10 out of 10 to me. Let me just say this. Donald Trump was exactly what America needed when we needed it. If he did not become the president of this country, I can't tell you where the hell we would be, because if it had anything to do with the Democrats, we would be in a lot of fucking trouble. That's just my opinion.
So I've asked a question, or no, I didn't ask a question. I just stated a fact. According to what we observed and what I not even assume, it was observation, right? So I've said, how would this country have been if Democrats were in office 4 more years? They didn't even have to be Kamala. It didn't have to be Biden. It just could have been some Democrats, and the way they feel, they're pro-immigration. So would we have been seeing more videos of Black Americans screaming at the top of their lungs that their communities were being snatched from them right in their face? That they were closing down their children's schools. How you guys always talking about education is the key, but yet you're going to close down somebody's children's school in their community just to open a shelter. So would we have been seeing more of that, or would it have been like a low-key civil war? Because I think Black Americans were at their wits' end. You not only kept telling them we don't do handouts, but you were giving handouts to illegal immigrants who had nothing in this country but what they came across the border with. And then you were messing with their property. You guys talk about property value. You were messing with their properties. You were messing with some of those communities were historical. So I'm trying to understand those who wanted Democrats back in the office. I get you're not Republican, okay, but wasn't that a bipartisan issue, seeing what was going on in the entire country? And then there were reports of gangs taking over people's apartment buildings and kicking people out and trying to come for Black Americans, and police sitting there looking doofy and dumb like they couldn't do anything to help, or some were told they couldn't do anything. You guys didn't remember that? Regardless of your damn party alliance, you guys didn't feel anything or have any compassion for what was going on in this country for 4 effing years? None? You guys who live in those communities that were not touched, did you feel that did you want to put Democrats back in office because your communities weren't being touched? Because your children's schools weren't being affected? Is that why? You gonna tell me you sat here and looked at the state of this country and didn't care? Okay. there's a situation where I really believe this man was trying to do something. And I've said multiple times, God has blessed me with phenomenal discernment. Whether you don't feel what I feel or not, I feel it. I was at the car dealership, getting regular maintenance done on my car. So the dealership is on it's on a side street that has a dead end. And when you cross this dealership, you cross the street, you go to a huge shopping center. It has Home Depot, Hobby Lobby. So, and it's located by the notorious 405 freeway that would take you far north and far south, right? So I left the dealership to go across the street, just do a little shopping. So I'm coming back with bags. I had a big bag and I had like 2 standard size bags. And I had my handbag. I had my handbag on my shoulder. Everything in my bag. So anyway, I'm walking across the street. This dude is walking towards me. He's coming from he's walking directly towards me, and I'm walking across to the dealership. Immediately I was put on guard, like, I got all these bags. I got my pepper spray in my bag. I got my knife in my bag. If push come to shove, this stuff, I'm just gonna drop it and do what I gotta do. So he's walking towards me. He's Hispanic. He's Hispanic. I don't know if he's Mexican. I don't know, but he was Hispanic. So he's walking towards me, and I'm just walking, continuing on to the dealership, and it's like a quiet street. It was no activity on the part of the dealership that's by that dead end street. Is really no activity. So I'm like, damn, ain't nobody around. He comes up, I stop, but I'm not going to project fear, because when you project fear, that's when they get you. That's when the doors open. So I'm standing, I'm walking. He comes up to me. He's like, excuse me. He said, do you have any money? And I'm like, no. First of all, I'm not about to stop what I'm doing, put all my bags on the ground to give your ass some money. Even if I did have cash on me, I'm not doing that. So I said, nah, I don't. And then he's standing there, and what I'm seeing in his eyes and feeling from him, it felt like, I know I'm protected by God. It felt like if I didn't have a protection, I don't know what this fool would have done. He said, okay, well, I just crossed the border and I don't have any money. The first thought came to me was, why the F are you asking me for money when you just crossed the border? You need to go to those people who told you to come over here. Why are you asking me for money? That's what I'm thinking. I just immediately got upset, like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like the discomfort I'm feeling. I don't like how I feel like I'm on alert. I don't like that nobody is around. And I'm looking at what's in his eyes. And he was like, okay, I saw it in his eyes, like he got a thought, like, you need to leave her alone. And then he was like, okay, and then walked away. And then I'm walking to my car. I'm walking to the dealership. I'm pissed. That's the day that I was like, F this. So that's the day that I started talking more openly against the border in my videos, because I was pissed off. I was like, you effers are playing a game. You're playing a game for whatever political leverage you are trying to muster up, and you're putting people in jeopardy. And I don't give a F about hearing, well, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. Just the fact that you came up to me with some thoughts in your head, because I saw it in your eyes, asking me to help you because your ass just crossed the border. I don't have anything to do with that. All right, I'm going to play some more reactions.
The disrespect from the Democrats at the State of the Union address last night was absolutely disgusting to me. The fact that they could not stand up and honor citizens of America should let us know that they don't care about us. The fact that they could not stand up and honor heroes of America lets you know that they absolutely don't give a damn. The fact that they did not stand up to honor victims from the illegal aliens that they allowed inside of America lets us know that they care more about the illegal immigrants than they care about the American people. The fact that Ilhan Omar sat in that audience and showed so much disrespect towards the president of the United States in a country that she don't even belong in was the icing on the cake for me. These people has not taken accountability. They will never take accountability for their role that they played in destroying this country. They sat on that TV last night and showed all of America exactly who they were. They literally exposed themselves, and we better believe it. If we do not get out in these midterms, y'all, and vote red, America is going to be in trouble, y'all. It's on us now.
I need y'all to wake up. The Democrats literally just sat in front of your face and told you they don't give a shit about America. They don't care about American people. They don't care about children. They only care about them. It's always been that way for centuries. This ain't new. I mean, they literally sitting in your face, chuckling of how they've been getting over on us for decades. Fraud, lies, pandering, race baiting, segregation, all that bullshit. They just spew evil. That's all they do. I mean, they tried to get Uncle T so many times. He even had to pay a hoe off because she was too damn much of a liar. Do you see how many people they lied on? They don't like this land. They want to destroy it. They want it full of foreign adversary. This is a land of Christianity, and we have lost our way. Politicians, pastors, corporations, everybody just kindish like America. But did you see the State of the Union? Did you see the devil sit there like this? They were literally on mute. They have no fucks to give about the United States of America. I'm just saying. And this is the shit, Brother Malcolm. Rest in peace, Brother Malcolm. This is the shit him and JFK and many others tried to warn us about.
How do you not stand? Watching the State of the Union, I'm not even shocked anymore. Simple question. Who stands for protecting the American people and enforcing the laws of this country? Half the room seated. Guess which side? What, 2 or 3 stood up? I'm sorry, but protecting your own citizens should not be controversial. Securing borders should not require a PR team. Enforcing laws already on the books should not be radical. But when the question is framed around protecting the people who are already here, taxpayers, families, veterans, small businesses, and you can't even symbolically stand, that says something. Doesn't mean you hate immigrants. Doesn't mean you lack compassion. It means you've chosen a political position over a unifying moment.
That's what I'm saying. That should have been bipartisan. That should have been both parties, regardless of their issues with each other. Yes, we are America first. Just because you're American first does not mean you can't help others, especially people who have illegal status, but they want to come in here legally. That's the only thing that we have an issue with, especially those people who went through the process and became naturalized citizens. They went through the process. They paid their dues. Of course, they're not going to be happy with illegal immigrants coming over here enjoying the spoils of being in America. I'm not even going to mention my people, the hell and high water we went through, and still getting diapers filled with feces slapped in our face. So you know we're not feeling it. But that lackadaisical, hypocritical, I don't give a F attitude you guys display, you Democrats, that is what pisses us off. And that, I think, is going to cause your party to implode. You had Black American support for decades. Now your party is literally dying. And you still too arrogant to get it right.
I bet not one left-sided supporter watched the fucking State of the Union meeting last night. My president broke a record by having to live it. And on top of that, he called out the Democrats on all their bullshit on how they're not supporting the American people. You and I. You feel me? Every time he speaks on the American people and what he can do for us to flourish in our country, the Democrats, no. But let somebody talk about illegal immigration and illegal this, illegal that, fraud this, fraud that. They're all for it. How can y'all support them? I'm not even a Republican. Get that clear. I am more conservative because I believe in what's right, and I roll with the rights. This administration that we have now, top tier, baby. Let's go. USA.
Say Black Americans are patriotic again and see what's going to happen. I was listening to someone interview Dr. Claude Anderson, and he said there's no other group in this country who is more patriotic than we are. We've always been that way. We just don't like the double talk, the unfairness, and the cruelty. No, we never said we didn't love this country. We said we don't like the BS that goes on in this country. If you remove the BS, if you remove the unfairness and the lies covering up the unfairness, this will be a beautiful place. But because people let darkness in their heart lead them, woe unto you. Now check out some more responses.
At the State of the Union, she yells out to the president that he has killed 2 American citizens, and she's not escorted out.
These for public officials
She vehemently heckles the president, and she's not censured.
who block the removal of criminal aliens.
She is a member of Congress showing her ass and she feels justified.
Responsibility to protect Americans.
If this woman honored her responsibility of taking care of Americans, she would have been standing up in support of America.
And he does not acknowledge.
What are you smiling about? What's funny?
The fact that two Americans, two of my constituents, two of our neighbors were killed.
We're living in parallel realities, and those cases are under investigation.
And it was important for me to just remind the American people.
What you did was take the opportunity to spew your hatred.
That the president,
who's obsessed with who?
And his administration was responsible for killing two American citizens.
Peaceful protesting and paid actors.
The moment of the night was Democrats refusing to stand to affirm their allegiance to American citizens over illegal immigrants. If you didn't believe what was being told to you all, now you know. If you watch the State of the Union address, you have seen in 4K that Democrats want nothing to do with American citizens. They want everything to do with illegal immigrants because illegal immigrants are the most important voting base. It's not black people anymore. They don't care about black people anymore. All they care about now is illegal immigrants. And the fact that they refuse to stand for the American people when President Trump told them to stand shows you they want nothing to do with America.
After the State of the Union.
Falling into tribalism to where if you don't agree with the president, it's okay to be disrespectful to the country. It's okay to be disrespectful to the Constitution and not to act to have civility. As a person that was a teacher, students would say,
Look to our left, all the Democrats still sitting there. This guy just destroyed Democrats after the State of the Union.
Falling into tribalism to where if you don't agree with the president, it's okay to be disrespectful to the country. It's okay to be disrespectful to the Constitution and not to act to have civility. As a person that was a teacher, students would say things that other students didn't disagree with. I didn't say it was okay to just walk outside the classroom because we expect a certain decorum and a certain level of class and civility that we all have as Americans. And what we're seeing now with the left is because they didn't get their way, even though Barack Obama deported as many people more than President Trump, even though he talked about tariffs. Now a lot of things that were common sense before they disagree with because it's politically advantageous, they think it's okay to now scream and leave the room, and we're seeing a collapse of what we just consider civility in our country.
The reality is that if Trump announced that he cured cancer at the State of the Union, Democrats would still sit there and not stand. They simply don't care about this country whatsoever, and it was evident to everybody. At the end of the day, Democrats are the losers after the State of the Union because it put on display for everybody how much they truly do not care about you as an American citizen.
I just watched the State of the Union address. It's quite disturbing to me what just happened. Out of all the things the Democrats could have done, they didn't stand for the American people. They just showed they honestly don't love American people. The Democrats looked like domestic terrorists. They didn't stand for the American people. And the sad part about all of that, right? They really thought they was doing a big one. It was an embarrassment to them. An embarrassment. I'm disgusted by this. I mean, truly disgusting.
Disrespect from the Democrats at the State of the Union address last night was absolutely disgusting to me. The fact that they could not stand up and honor citizens of America should let us know that they don't care about us. The fact that they could not stand up and honor heroes of America lets you know that they absolutely don't give a damn. The fact that they did not stand up to honor victims from the illegal aliens that they allowed inside of America lets us know that they care more about the illegal immigrants than they care about the American people. The fact that Ilhan Omar sat in that audience and showed so much disrespect towards the president of the United States in a country that she don't even belong in was the icing on the cake for me.
Stand up and show your support. First duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
How could you trust a group of people like the Democrats after watching that video? Trump asked a simple question. Do you guys represent and protect American citizens or immigrants? So they chose immigrants over American citizens. When it's time to vote, I hope you remember this image.
If you consider yourself a Democrat right now, and you watch that State of the Union address and still plan on voting Democrat, yeah, you need to check yourself into an insane asylum immediately. Because Donald Trump did a great job exposing to everybody that watched what type of time they're on. They are 100% on demon time. Because when Donald Trump said, stand up if you actually want to protect the American people as we should. I mean, I'm paraphrasing that, but you get the idea. Almost all Republicans stood up, and majority Democrats, with like maybe 5, maybe a handful of them, stand up. Everyone, all the rest of the motherfuckers sat down.
So if the Democratic Party doesn't believe that it is the priority of the American government to defend American citizens, what do they believe? President Trump asked them to stand up if you believe the number one priority of the American government is to protect American citizens. And the vast majority of the congressional Democrats stayed in their seats. And I'm just going to ask everyone on the left, do you guys get the statement that they're trying to make? Because I don't. I need you guys to explain this shit to me. What the fuck were they thinking? And what is their number one priority? Because there's no way you're going to tell me that they didn't stand up for the American people because they don't like President Trump.
Again, I'm going to show y'all how these Democrats are such hypocrites and he's some of the biggest copycats. So Donald Trump had his State of the Union address today. It's a bipartisan event. But you know what? The Democrats had already decided most of them were not going to show up. They doing the boycott. Some of them showed up. Ilhan Omar was there. I seen Al Green. He was there and they protested while Donald Trump was delivering his State of the Union. Now, the funny part about it is they get so much applause for doing that. But I recall when Donald Trump had his National Governors Association event that's usually bipartisan and he decided not to invite the Democratic-leaning governors, y'all threw a fit. It was all over CNN. Oh, Donald Trump racist because he didn't invite Westmore, the only black governor, blah, blah. We heard so much nonsense about that. But now y'all decide to do the same thing. Okay, so we're just going to boycott. We're going to not show up to an event that's usually bipartisan because we don't like the politics of the president. I'm saying, so which one is it? Is Trump wrong or are y'all wrong? Because you're doing the same thing. And then peep this. This is the funny part about it. When the Super Bowl happened, it was a lot of people who didn't want to see Bad Bunny. I watched the Super Bowl. I watched the halftime show. But it was a lot of people that didn't want to see Bad Bunny. What they decided to do, they decided to have a MAGA turning point only halftime show that they watch. So in the meantime, while the Democrats were protesting, what did they do? They had their own Democratic State of the Union going on while Trump was delivering his. So which one is it? Everybody laughed when it was the Turning Point USA event, but now they get some type of applause. That's why I keep saying these Democrats, such hypocrites. They left and right. They tell you that they hate this and then they do it when it's beneficial for them.
Hey, if you still vote Democrat after seeing the State of the Union and President Trump asking everybody in the crowd to stand up if you believe that America's first priority is the American people and not illegal aliens, and all the Democrats stay sitting down. Now, if you still vote Democrat after that, I'm going to look at you like you must have lost your damn marbles. I'm going to look at you like the elevator obviously don't go to the top.
If you saw the State of the Union, then you should already know where this is going. I just want to be clear, okay? I left Democrats because they did things that were crazy. So I said, okay, I gotta go. I went and I became a conservative Republican. And everything's been pretty good. You know, they have their faults. They have the things that you look at and go, that was fucking weird. But for the most part, they're cool. But I just want to ask Democrats just one thing. What point do you prove by not standing up? President Trump set y'all up, hook, line, and sinker, and y'all fell for it. He asked you a very simple question. Stand up if you love America, basically. Stand up if you care about America more than you care about illegal immigrants. Key word, illegal immigrants. Illegal. I have to ask y'all this question. What point did you prove by remaining seated?
I say to you guys, you can either take people's word for, what they say about politicians, or you can go and approach these people on your own. And you can do that. They are elected officials. They are supposedly put in position to help us, to work for us. So there's no politician that's off limits, not even the president of the United States. I'm sure if you called or sent a letter to personally meet him, you would be able to do it. You should be able to do it, especially if you voted for him. So I have spoken to Reggie Sawyer. I have spoken to Ridley Thomas. I've spoken to quite a few politicians, and I don't mean I mean on a phone. I mean face to face. So and my experience with politicians, I'm going to be upfront with you, but Reggie Sawyer seemed like he was the most sincere out of all the ones that I've spoken to. Reggie Sawyer. Mark Ridley Thomas, he was a great disappointment. I have so many stories. You know how people to get on here telling stories about their life and experience. I have some stories to tell. And whenever I feel clear or free to do it, I'll share. But yeah, he was a great disappointment, not just for what he was supposedly convicted for. I feel like if he was in office doing those things that they accused him of doing or put him in jail for, it was other people that was involved. It wasn't just him. I keep trying to tell you guys that a lot of these politicians got into position for self. It had nothing to do with you. Like this guy named Bill Asaley. He was on the California Reparations Committee, and they were saying that he was against reparations to Black Americans, but he was on the committee. And some people, I was looking at a video and somebody was like, why when they have committees for us, they have people on these committees who are against what they are proposing? He said when they have other committees for other people and other groups and other situations, they don't have people on those committees who are opposing what the committee is supposedly bringing forth. So why do they have people on committees for us who are opposing something that they're supposedly working to produce? It makes no sense. He said, like, if it was an LGBTQ thing, you think they would have somebody on that committee who is anti-LGBTQ? I was looking at a video today, and they were talking about this guy, California Rep. Isaac Bryan. He was on the California Reparations Committee, and he's one of the people that said they were scared to submit the bill because they was thinking that Gavin was going to veto it. I was like, what kind of slave plantation thinking was that? Now he's in a video talking about Black people should get help. Or was it Black people should, or Black people need to be taken care of? I'm like, these people have no shame. I was like, God, let me look for your number. Let me look for your phone number, dude. And you're a California rep too? You're one of the ones who sabotaged us. Now, why are you speaking for us now? You see how they go back and forth like a ping pong? No, you can't do illegal immigrants like this. Due process. Somebody gonna have to explain this to me. If you're here illegally, how do the laws cover and protect you? Is that legal? But anyway, yeah. I was like, God, these people have no shame. Which ones are worse? Actors, politicians, dope dealers, or pimps? Which ones? At this point? Oh my God. All right, folks. Thank you for your time and attention. That's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the responses. And yeah, I'm about to shut up the shop. I will definitely see you guys in the next video. Take care.